We're still in the section of triangle centers, and we're going to go through the definitions one more time before I go into the next page. So the different types of centers are special centers in a triangle. Usually these are kind of nice balance points as well. Like I said, if you put your finger here and you hold this triangle up on your finger, it should balance based on this little center right here. So this center here, and there's thousands of different types of centers, but this one's called the centroid, and that's if you just take the middle of each of the lines. If you cut each one of the sides in half and you touch it, it'll be the median. So the way I memorize is that it's the center and it's the middle. Center, middle, center, middle, center, median. Circumcenter is the longest sounding word. There's a circumcenter. 1, 2, 3. 3 parts to this. Perpendicular, bisector, that's 2 very long words as well. Perpendicular, circumcenter. So I picture this as the 2 words that are the longest. So just trying to find a silly way so that you can memorize it. Whenever you memorize, you want something silly so that your brain will be tricked into remembering it even without trying. So circumcenter is a very long word, so is perpendicular bisector. It's 2 long words. Then the next one was the incenter, and I said the way I remember this is the incenter is the angle. They both have an N in the second letter. Angle is the angle bisector where you cut the angles in half. And then the orthocenter is the other one that starts with a vowel, O and A, O and A. Right? Orthocenter is the altitude, but it's not the angle bisector because that's AN, which matches the incenter. Right, so I try to remember it using something silly. Then this next question asks us to mix and match it. So for this one here, we want to match the name of each diagram to each diagram. So we're just going to do this. Sorry, I'm just getting the camera moved over. As we've got here, we're trying to match the name to each diagram. And what we have is, sorry, centering the page here again. I'm going to zoom in a little. There we go. So, orthocenter. Orthocenter begins with a vowel O, right? That's the one that kind of matches the other one. So O and the other vowel. Incenter, I'm looking at angle. A-N, angle. So orthocenter is altitude. Is the other one with the vowel sounding. Altitude is like the top. And you can think of that as the tippy top. So top, orthocenter. Incenter is the angle, A-N, angle bisector. Centroid, center sounds like middle, median, center in the median, middle. Circumcenter is that longest word that we have, which is the perpendicular bisector, perpendicular. So orthocenter is the other one with a vowel. It starts at the altitude. So it has the altitude and drops down. You can do it by mix and match, though. So you can go incenter is the angle, A-N is I-N. That's the one, look, where you're cutting the angles in half. So this would be B. So I did the incenter. Centroid is the center. So if you just cut every one of these sides in half, that would be the center of my triangle. So centroid, with nothing else funny happening. So this would be C. Circumcenter is the longer word which matches perpendicular. Perpendicular and circumcenter. So they're both perpendicular. So there are 2 perpendiculars left. But this is perpendicular and it's bisector. Bisect means to cut in half. So bisect means to cut in half. So there we go. So this will be, this one would be D. That'd be D. And this is altitude, which is dropping it straight down. Altitude is the height. So this would be A. Altitude is the height. That's kind of how I do my definitions, right? So bisector means to cut in half. So let's mix and match a few more words here. So let's do this again. So we've got centroid. Centroid sounds like center, which is middle. So it's where all the medians, altitude, angle bisector, perpendicular bisector meet. So this would be middle. So centroid sounds like middle to me. So A matches this one. This one's A. In center is the angle. I-N matches the angle one. So it's the angle. It's the only one with angle. So this one would be B, angle. Orthocenter is the altitude. Altitude is the height. So orthocenter is the altitude, which is like the height. Right, so each corner just drops down. So the altitude is this one, so this will be C. Circumcenter is the longest word, which will be the perpendicular bisector, very long title. This one will be D. Okay, and that's how I mix and match my definitions there. Then, on the next question, so hopefully this is making sense. The next question we're going to do is, I'm going to give you the words and I want you to match it to the diagram. So this is angles. They're showing you that these angles are the same. So sometimes they do with dots. Those angles are the same, those are the same, those are the same. My angle, so my angle would be the in center, A-N and I-N. So this is the in center, so that's gone. And it's the angles. Where's that angle bisector? So angle bisector. Bisector means in half. To bisect something, bi means two, so you're cutting it in half. It cuts in half. Angle in half. Bisector, it means cuts in two. Bi is like bicycle, so two. Half. Bicycle, like two wheels. Okay, so that one's gone. So angle bisector is gone. This one here, it's cutting them in half. Also, it's at 90 degrees. So that's the double. That's double things. So that's the perpendicular, because that's 90 degrees. Perpendicular means 90 degrees. And it's a bisector, which means half. So it also means half. You're cutting the sides in half. So that's perpendicular bisector, so I got that one. And then which word goes with it? That would be the longest one, circumcenter. Circumcenter. So that's this one. Okay, try it again. We're going to do this one here. This is the height. So in the height, another word for height is altitude. So you kind of go, what altitude are you flying at? Altitude. Altitude is the height. So it's dropping straight down from each corner. So then this would be altitude. Altitude. All right, so we're going to take the list and we're going to cut that altitude off. And then the word that goes with it is going to be A with the vowel O, so orthocenter. So orthocenter. And that, again, is the vowel O with the A. Okay, and the last one here is I'm cutting each side just in half, so it's just bisector. So it's going to be bisector. Oops, sorry. I don't want to confuse you. Let's take that word off. So bisector, it's going to be cuts in half. So cut in half. Right? Each side is cut in half, which is the middle. Right? So you think middle. So cutting each side in half would be like cutting it in the middle, which gives me the word median. Median. Middle. Med is middle. Medium. Kind of like, yeah, if you're saying medium, it's about halfway, right? So halfway. And then the word that we're getting is centroid, which means center. Center. So centroid. So that to me looks like center is the medium. Median, which is middle. Looks like middle to me. And that's how I memorize my definitions. So there'll be definitely definition questions where you're kind of matching the definition to a picture, any of these kind of multiple choice questions, stuff like that.